So when I was looking at the differences between Protestantism and Catholicism, I felt like I needed a simple and accessible way to resolve that debate in my mind, and it was provided in a few different areas, but especially in the Protestant idea that Scripture is the only infallible authority on faith and morals. For that to be true, it would have to be taught in Scripture, which it wasn't, so it was obviously self-refuting. So in the case of the East-West Schism, I've always similarly tried to find a simple and accessible argument that was self-refuting, and I felt like I found that in the Eastern position, which is what I was trying to communicate in last week's video. Now, you might say that it's a superficial argument, and maybe it is, but I don't think you can really ask for more of your average layperson when it comes to the things that they can grasp and make sense of. A concept like the filioque is so far removed from the lives of your average Christian that it's just not the kind of thing that we're going to get hung up on. So trying to sort through that theology isn't where I focus my attention. I was interested in trying to discern which church stayed true to the very thing that they were contending in that original division. And so the Eastern bishops were contending that the Bishop of Rome was a first among equals, but not supreme in authority. But the East excommunicated the Bishop of Rome and haven't once shown him that kind of honor since then. So in my opinion, that's a pretty obvious example of them betraying their own position. Now, some people responded to that by saying that the Bishop of Rome excommunicated the Patriarch of Constantinople as well, so it's a two-way street, which is true. But in so doing, he didn't contradict himself because the West's position was that the Bishop of Rome had universal authority, so he had the authority to do something like that. The East was saying that the authority of those ancient sees ended there. Constantinople couldn't tell Rome what to do, and vice versa. But in excommunicating the Pope, they were contradicting themselves and their own arguments.